Boom, we're live. MMA Complete live stream episode 3. This is our episode 16 or something like that. Thank you everybody for watching. We are brought to you by SFBNRI. Check us out at sfbnri.com. All of our social media apps. Twitter at Drapeau Zach, at Garvey Austin, right? Or Austin Garvey.
Garvey Austin, yeah.
Mark, you want to throw your Twitter?
No Twitter.
We're all good. We're also joined by Mark Tosi. He's in the background. He's going to be chiming in a little bit here and there.
Good to be back.
We are pumped. Saturday, 2 days away.
Biggest fight of UFC's ever put on. Biggest fight ever.
I don't know about
that. It's breaking records. It has over 220 million views on, I think, Facebook alone, which is crazy.
This is definitely the most hyped fight of this year, at least.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about McGregor's fights, McGregor and Khabib, especially those in the same stratosphere. But Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje, headlining UFC 254, co-main evented by Robert Whittaker versus Jared Cannonier, is coming to you in
Also
2 days.
A great fight.
Also
great
a great
fight.
fight. Also in the card, you have 3 other really important fights. You have a heavyweight bout between Walt Harris and Alexander Volkov. I think it's Alexander, right? Yeah. And that's going to be well, we're going to get into it in a second, but that probably will not end in a knockout. So that's a great fight. You have another heavyweight bout between Stefan Struve and Tai Tuivasa, which will also end by a stoppage, I'm sure of.
Yeah.
100%.
And then we have, and I use the word hopefully because this fight's been scheduled and rescheduled and canceled 7 times, whatever it is. Magomed Ankalaev versus Ion Cutelaba. Ankalaev, a training partner of Khabib Nurmagomedov, who I believe has been sparring with him for the last couple weeks now.
Yeah.
So it's a huge card. So important.
Well, they're cousins, I'm pretty sure. No?
Oh, are they cousins?
I'm pretty sure. Well, they're in the same camp. They're both from Dagestan.
Oh, word.
Okay.
That, I mean, I know the Russian Sambo and all of that training camp, I just have a feeling that they all kind of get together and whoever's the best just goes to that one camp.
Yeah.
You know, Khabib doesn't even formally train in Russia. For the last year, he's really been doing it because of COVID.
Yeah.
Khabib's a part of AKA, American Kickboxing.
Yeah.
AKA.
Oh, he's been
Alliance.
training. Well, he
Alliance.
trained in Russia his whole life, but now he's been training in America for, I think it's 8 years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, something like that. I think he came to the UFC in 2013.
Yeah.
And he's never lost. Khabib Nurmagomedov 28-0, fighting Justin Gaethje 22-2.
Yeah.
We've talked this fight to death, and we're going to again, but we're going to save that for the last half hour about the podcast because we're going to go over all the other news.
Okay.
And then after that, we can get into what's happening after the card.
Okay.
All right, so the first fight, actually, before I do that, I have a little promotion that we're going to be putting up. So Saturday, 2 days from now, October 24th, the day of the pay-per-view, it's going to be an early pay-per-view for some reason. I never really got an answer as to why they're doing it so early.
It's because of the time changes for Khabib and some of the fighters to get adjusted. It's like Khabib, this is Khabib's second time fighting in Abu Dhabi. A lot of people don't know that. He's already fought here before. And then
Really?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
So the first time he went, it took a while for him to get adjusted. So this time he's already been there for, I think, 30 days. He's already been there for a month.
Yeah,
He's been training and sparring there.
I mean, do you have any idea how long Gaethje's been there?
I think it was only like a couple weeks or 17 days.
So
I'm pretty
Nurmagomedov's
sure.
probably been there at least a week longer. He's definitely getting more accustomed. I mean, I think
And 32
it's
people.
definitely a shorter distance from Russia to Abu Dhabi than America to Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah,
Abu
16-hour
Dhabi-
flight for Justin Gaethje.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
versus
about.
probably well, it depends. Russia, you never know.
Yeah,
I don't know where
it's huge.
Dagestan is, if it's in the western, eastern
I don't
side
even know.
of Russia, but if it's in the eastern side, it could be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Um,
All right, so the promote, yeah. So we are going to be live streaming during the actual pay-per-view. We're going to be starting 12:31. We're going to be starting the live stream at the first really big fight of the card, which is Stefan Struve versus Tai Tuivasa, which is the last fight of the preliminary fights for the card. So the prelim fights are like 11-2. Those aren't too important. Then the main card, the big fights, are 2-6,
except
maybe
for
7 o'clock.
The last prelim.
Yeah, Struve versus Tuivasa.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming to you around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and that's when we'll start live streaming, and that's when we'll be going for like 5 hours. You know, that's going to be fun.
4.
It's going to be it's going to be a
hours.
really, really great pay-per-view, and it's so great that it's getting to be happening the day, so we can actually do shit afterwards.
Yeah,
if we
I know,
wanted to.
I
We don't
know.
have to stay up till 11:30, 12 o'clock to watch a fight. So definitely come and check us out. Wherever you're watching this, you're going to be able to watch it there too. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything you want. We're going to also be putting it on audio for Spotify, SoundCloud, all that. So definitely check us out. Live streaming Saturday, starting at around 12:30. We're going to be going to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Now that's out of the
gonna
way.
be lit.
I'm kind of
And
tired.
we're gonna get.
There's gonna be some crazy reactions there.
So
That's for sure.
I think we should just start off with what we were just talking about the last few in fight, Struve and
Tai Tuivasa.
Tai Tuivasa. Yeah, I have trouble with that last name.
Yeah, no, I think it's spelled the same way, right? It's Tuivasa.
Yeah.
So I think he's Hawaiian. I'm pretty
no,
sure.
he's Australian.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. There's 3 people from Dagestan, or no, 2 people from it.
3 from Australia, 2 from Dagestan, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, because the other Nurmagomedov got pulled from this card.
Yeah.
Right?
So there was supposed to be 3 people.
Was it
from
Umar or
Dagestan.
Saeed?
I
think it's Umar that was
I
supposed
think
to
it
be
was
fighting on this
Umar.
card. Saeed
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov is going to be fighting prelims of next week's fight night. I'm pretty sure is what it is. So yeah, Tai Tuivasa versus Stefan Struve. The battle of almost David versus Goliath in a sense.
Kinda, yeah.
Two
This guy's
Goliaths
7
there,
feet
mate.
tall, dude.
Well, Stefan Struve is measured at 6'9" with an 84-inch reach advantage. Tai Tuivasa, I want to say, is 5'11" with a 2.
Is he 5
gonna-
or is he 6'2"?
He's a big cat. I know
Is he
that.
6'2"?
Yeah,
I could be
yeah.
wrong. I'm pretty sure that it's a 9-inch.
It's
reach
6'2".
advantage. Yeah, if you go to events,
Ben.
and then click on, go down.
Yeah.
Oh, go up actually.
He's up there.
If you go up and then you go to prelims.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And we're here.
It's a good fight.
So-
for
So
Freedom.
it's a 9.5-inch reach advantage.
Yeah.
Struve.
Yeah, but he's all right. So he was saying that he has to punch down. So it actually takes off 4 inches.
Well, he's still going to fight tall. So
And
while
he's
he's fighting tall, that reach really makes a difference against Tuivasa.
And he's a Muay Thai specialist. So that means elbows. And that means trying to get into your body. And then when Tuivasa tries to push off, that's when he strikes.
Yeah, pretty sure he's a black belt too.
I wouldn't know that, honestly.
Stefan
Let
Struve.
me check out my phone.
Okay. Thanks, Jamie.
But I think Struve. Tuivasa's lost his last 3. He's beaten 1 good heavyweight, but he's lost to 3 or several at least heavyweights in a row. Struve has been a veteran. He's been around for at least 10 years, but he's lost to big guys. He has a weak chin. If Tuivasa lands with a shot, I think Tuivasa can knock him out.
Especially that overhand.
Yeah,
Especially that
absolutely. And that's Struve's really weakness because
Yeah.
Struve will try to be grabbing onto you, and then you throw the overhand, he can't defend himself.
He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Stefan Struve. So this fight goes to the ground. Tuivasa doesn't have a lot of experience.
If it
Daniel
goes to the
Cormier
ground-
has said that.
If it goes to the ground or clinch, Tuivasa's going to be fucked.
Yeah.
But I think Tuivasa has a decent shot because Struve, he's going to want to play to that, but he stands up. He actually tries to box with you a lot. So I think that could be his downfall, even though he
Because
tries
he's
to do
so
it.
lengthy and slow, dude. I think it's Tuivasa's kind of fast. He's faster than him.
Okay.
I think I don't know.
He's going to want to get in that pocket, though. Just try to stay from getting clinched up with Struve.
Yeah.
And he can rain hell on him.
He needs to go in and out quick. He needs to hit him with an overhand right, or maybe even if he does try to bring him into the clinch, you got to hit him with an elbow and then try and push him off.
See, something like this fight, especially with a 9.5-inch reach advantage, this is where I look for leg kicks. This is where I look for Tai Tuivasa to get chopped down early. And then once he's staggering, he's a little slower. That's when the combos come in, and that's when Tuivasa tries to defend, and that's when Stefan Struve gets him in the clinch, gets him to the ground.
Okay.
I see something like that. But I could also see a 15-second knockout.
Yeah.
So, either one, you know what I mean?
A big thing that a lot of people are talking about is how Tuivasa is going up to fight this guy who's almost 7 feet tall and how unique of a fight that is.
Yeah,
He has a sparring partner
unique of a fight.
who is about the same height as Stefan Struve that he's been training with nonstop since he found out he was fighting.
Okay, that's interesting.
So that could make a difference here.
I just realized I never plugged in my microphone. My computer. I'm just going off my computer audio.
Really?
Isn't that?
Really?
We're not perfect producers up on this show yet. We make mistakes. We have fun.
Want me to pass you that USB, Zach?
Let me hear myself real quick to see how my audio is.
Well, anyway, this fight's gonna be.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right.
Watching myself live. We got an extra viewer. One viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty funny.
All right. So, anything else on that one? Anything else?
No, I really think. Well, I think Tossi's gonna win, but I'm hearing you talk, and I'm kind of it's kind of changed my mind a little bit. But
Struve
I
has
think-
a weak chin.
Yeah,
Struve has been
he
knocked
does.
he's been
out.
knocked out a lot, and that's what I'm kind of like betting on. You know what I mean? That he
Yeah.
does have a
long
weak chin.
career damage.
But
That
at the-
long career damage and that new 27-year-old in his prime. Like,
But we just watched a fight happen where Walt Harris knocked down Alistair Overeem, and then Alistair Overeem wrestled him
Truth.
and killed him.
But that's a different
So
build
say
right there.
say Tuivasa knocks down Struve, and Struve keeps his wits about him, and Tuivasa throws a couple shots. He's able to wrestle him, bring him to the ground. That could be bad for
It would-
Tuivasa
it would-
too.
it would
He
have-
could
it
lose
would
his
have to-
stamina.
have to be either knockout or TKO.
The way I see this going, Struve maybe catches him with those elbows to the ground and clinch, and then he utilizes that grappling skill that he has over
Yeah.
Tuivasa.
Yeah.
This could end in submission from Struve or surprise knockout from Tuivasa. It's very interesting.
I agree. All right, so next fight we have I'm pretty sure, like, I don't think I was exaggerating, like the 7th time trying to schedule Ankalaev versus Cutelaba.
Yeah. And why do you think that is? Why do you think
The
it's
first two
it's-
were COVID.
it was
The first
COVID?
two were COVID.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
Okay.
then I think Ankalaev pulled out of the third one.
Yeah.
So it may only be like the 4th and 5th.
Yeah. Cutelaba. What did it say?
Cutelaba.
Cutelaba. Cutelaba. Okay, I got that.
All right.
Okay, Cutelaba.
Cutelaba? Go on. Go on. You like
All right.
Cutelaba.
Dude, the potential's there, and he's so young. And his early losses, he was only 22, and he went to a decision with Jared Cannonier.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go
Yeah,
with
well,
Jared
we just
Cannonier now.
watched
He's
that
number
fight.
one
Jared
contender.
Cannonier killed him, though.
Killed him, but you can see the potential. He was only 20
Absolutely.
He
Absolutely.
was 22, 23,
He's 25 now, right?
26.
26.
Now,
Okay.
this has been a point of contention between me and Austin.
Okay.
That first fight, did you watch the first fight?
Between
He did get
Ankalaev and
knocked.
Cutelaba.
that was he did
It was a
rock.
terrible stoppage.
He did rock.
It was a terrible stoppage.
Yeah.
And he was kind of feigning it, but he was still totally honest. He was fine.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have stopped it,
He
but
recovered.
he did get rocked.
And
Yeah.
that was a totally wrong stoppage, by the refs,
But we also watched that fight. Cannonier rocked Cannonier
Cutelaba.
rocked Cutelaba.
Yeah.
Cutelaba.
Yeah.
I told
I
We'll
told
try
you,
our
that's
best.
a tough
We'll
name.
try our best as long as you don't call him cutie.
No,
Yeah,
all right.
no, we ain't
I
doing
honestly
that.
think
Eon.
I honestly think he was faking it, dude. I think he was. I know he got rocked,
But you could see with his feet.
But he
that
was like-
just like on.
I don't know, dude. It's a very close.
I
It's very
think-
close.
I think that fight's gonna go quick. I think that's gonna be a first rounder.
I definitely think so.
I think
well.
that
I
would
think
be
it's
a
gonna be
first rounder.
haymakers in the first minute. Haymakers.
Yeah.
Kicks.
That guy's gonna
Head kick.
come out fine, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
if he thinks he had that much success the first time, he's gonna do it again.
So
Ankalaev's only lost one time in his career.
but
He's
By triangle
he's an
submission, Paul,
emerging.
right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was his first fight, right?
Yeah. Well, he's from Dagestan, dude. He trains with Khabib.
That he's gonna be an emerging light heavyweight.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's already ranked 13th. Eon Cutelaba isn't ranked.
He isn't ranked.
I think Ankalaev is like 13. He's on the brink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he wins this, he'll go maybe to 12-11.
Cutelaba's like a really odd striker. Sometimes he looks yeah, definitely for sure. He looks really good sometimes, and then as the fights go on, he gets a little more gas. He totally sacrifices his form,
Yeah.
throw these big
We
swinging
saw
moves
that
and
in
punches.
Cannonier. He threw just a bunch of wild spin and shit that Cannonier textbook.
Yeah, because there were jokes. That spinning
Right.
back fist that he threw was.
He landed one. He landed one that was good.
Yeah.
So it works.
Are you talking about the forearms he did to Jared?
Yeah, it was really what it was. Yeah,
It was pretty odd.
it was John Jones-esque because John Jones throws it with his forearm, or he'll throw it with his elbow.
Forearms, no joke.
I'm comparing Cutelaba with John Jones. Pardon me. Pardon my French. But I'm just for the
Like-
sake of making.
Light heavyweight Cutelaba versus John Jones.
Yeah.
It's a joke, people. That is a joke.
So who you got?
Well, I've already made my pick. I think. Damn. A betting man goes with Cutelaba, but Ankalaev is
Yeah.
the safe play.
I'm probably picking Ankalaev.
Yeah.
I have hope for Cutelaba just
Yeah.
because he gets all green.
You know
he
what?
looks-
Cutelaba.
but I think
That's my pick. I think I got high hopes.
Ankalaev wins this one, honestly.
All right, and
And
I got.
Do you know
Ankalaev.
if Cutelaba is he any black belt or anything?
No, but he does do Sambo, so
Yeah.
he got some great throws I've seen.
Shoots off Sambo as well.
Yes.
He's Sambo and
That's
ankle off
interesting.
Sambo.
I don't know
That's
how
interesting.
good they compare it.
Yeah, of
I've
course.
never done Sambo.
Well, I mean,
I-
if you're looking for Sambo fighters, Ankalaev is probably in the best camp for it, so that gives him a little bit of an edge. Not, I'm not saying that because I know both of their styles, but just guessing from their camps, I would say Ankalaev is probably up. He's training.
That's what
with
I'm
Khabib.
saying. Guessing with the and he's probably an AKA too.
And in his past fights, he's been a dominant fighter. He
Right.
really
Yeah.
has. No joke.
And then, so that's
And
two fights.
Ankalaev and Khabib have been sparring
Right,
this whole
yeah.
time. So I mean, when you've been sparring Khabib, I mean,
Big thing about Ankalaev is
30 days,
while they both have the crazy power to knock somebody out in one punch when they get lucky, I think that Ankalaev has a lot more precision in his punches, man. Like I see a lot more straights and setups, especially when he fought Kutalaba. Just from that fight, you
right.
saw how outmatched
First
Kutalaba's
45
striking
seconds,
was.
Ankalaev had his ass.
Rocked. He had him rocked.
he had him. He definitely hit him, but
But
it was
that was Kutalaba's game. He played into it. He had a big counter, right?
Yeah.
And kind of took it from him.
well, Ankalaev. He did kind of take it from him, and that's what the controversy is. Like, that's why the numbers are the way they are. But Ankalaev does a great job of keeping his distance with those leg kicks, man, and he backs up his opponents, and he keeps.
Do we know
He keeps
the
it
reach
going.
advantage on that?
Yeah, but you
Oh,
think
it's same reach, same height.
you think Ankalaev can
Nice.
keep that same pace up?
Yeah.
For that entire round?
I
don't
believe
know.
the first
dude.
round he can keep that pace up.
And
I
we
don't
saw
know.
Kutalaba getting tired in his fight and gets Canada. He got gassed.
He did get gas, but he was also that was his first fight in the UFC. I'm pretty sure it was Jared Cannonier.
He did
went
well.
to a decision. He was 22.
He went to a decision that fight, so I'm not ruling him out. He,
Yeah.
he stayed standing. Big
It's
deal.
a tough fight. I think Ankalaev wins just barely, and I'm not even too educated on this matchup, so that's a risk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet personally because I don't know it too much.
I'm not Kutalaba just because I love to see the underdog win, and I think he's got the power for a possible win. But being true to myself, Ankalaev has this fight.
I agree. All right, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk about the rest of the fights. Station identification, you're watching MMA Complete on SFBN-RI. Check us out SFBNRI.com on our medias. Real quick, I'm going to run a commercial for Sports World Weekly. That comes to you at 10 a.m. on Saturday, so it's coming right before our live stream on Saturday. It's hosted by Matt Joels. He has a fantastic show every Saturday morning, so check him out, and we'll be right back.
Play.
Is it really not going to play? Trying to shout this dude out. Oh wow, it was like a half a second video. That's all right. Well, you're gonna watch the commercial for me anyway. Unless none of these are playing.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, for real.
Like talk show, not a tech talk show.
All right, so you guys want to start talking about the next fight?
I guess so.
Yeah, who do we got next?
We have your boy, Jacob Malkoun and Phil Hawes.
Oh boy, this is one that I'm very excited about. People.
All right, yeah, he kind of got myself. This guy's good.
I got a lot of.
No, we're good now. So Jacob Malkoun versus Phil Hawes. You guys know. Come on, man.
No, you said chill out, made me laugh.
Phil Hawes is
8-2. Jacob Malkoun is 4-0. This is
outside
Jacob,
of the UFC. People,
Right,
Jacob Malkoun is 4-0 outside of the UFC.
So I didn't even know this guy too well until these guys brought it up to me. Jacob Malkoun is 4-0, and he's fought in, I think it was Brave was the organization that he fought in, and he looked pretty dominant in his 4 victories. So he's coming in as the underdog against Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes is a jacked motherfucker at 185.
He's a great striker and a great wrestler as well.
He kind of
He had some wrestling. Like he had a really good base, and he was just pushing people up against the cage. Malkoun looks like a tank, though. It looks like
his camp's impressive. He also his camp's with Robbie Lawler.
Robert Whitaker.
Malkoun. Phil Hawes' camp.
Oh, okay, all right.
Phil Hawes' camp is with. What did I just say?
Who did you just say?
Robbie Lawler. Yeah.
Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
I think Robbie Lawler.
He just fought.
No, I know Robbie
Yeah,
Lawler. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember his camp off
Like
the top of my
he's
head.
got some impressive people in his camp, like legends.
I wonder if it's Blackburn. It might be Blackburn.
It might be, but I'm
But this guy, Jacob Malkoon, me personally, he looks like a beast. But
he
I
does
was
look like a
hearing,
beast.
I was hearing some very outrageous comments coming from someone on the other side of the table about
Fight.
Jacob Malkoon.
Lawler fought for Sanford MMA now. Second top team 2013, 2016. Militech for like 13 years.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah, I didn't know
number.
he was American top team.
He's a number 11 in Australia, and
Robert
Whitaker's number 1.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's 11 out of 60. Pretty good.
I
mean,
can't
out
think
of
of any
60,
other. I mean, like Adesanya is technically Australia, but for the U.S. fight out of Nigeria.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other prominent Australian fighters. Anybody listening to this from Australia, definitely let us know. We'll rep your voice.
Oh,
Yeah.
tied to Tuvasa.
Ty Tuvasa,
he's
there.
from
We
Australia.
just mentioned that.
Forgot
About that. But that's about it. I mean, this dude, Jacob Malkoon,
His
apparently,
first fight in the UFC.
apparently, he's next up. Could be, because he looks like a beast. We need to see how he fights this fight, though.
Exactly.
This is the fight.
This is
This
a
is
big
a great
fight.
test.
Because
And he's in the main card, too. So.
every fight that I saw, at least all that were recorded, that Jacob Malkoon was a progression. He looked like, he went from this kind of like lackluster striker to like somebody who it's terrifying to have coming at you in the ring.
And when he wrestled, he brought him to the cage.
When he brought him his last opponent, he brought him to the cage.
Oh, yeah.
Threw his head down on the ground, dominated top on the back for
Right.
the rest of the fight until
So he
TKO
looks
him?
amazing.
TKO'd him.
And this is
he
gonna
actually
be,
knocked him out. He did. He knocked him out.
that kid did go out.
So he has knockout power. Too.
Right.
So
this kid's he's gonna have first test in the UFC. Phil Haas is a joke. He's not, he's not 17. He's not crazy. He's a good first test for this dude Malkoon, especially if he's gonna come in and be that.
And he will test his chin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
This is gonna be. I'm sure this is gonna be a slugfest in the first minute. You know what I mean? They're gonna
Malkoon's
let you
a
shots.
It's gonna
purple
be
belt.
cool. Now, he is a purple belt in Brazilian too, which will be good if his wrestling looked just as good as I imagine his jiu-jitsu is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he can put that down on Phil Hawes, maintain top control, I don't see Phil Hawes winning.
I don't see Phil Hawes winning.
Phil definitely.
He definitely wants to take him to the ground. The reach. Look at the reach.
Yeah,
It's
Hawes
four-
is gonna
four
come
and a
in with a 4.5-inch reach advantage. He's also 4 inches taller than Jacob Malkoon.
So honestly,
That's interesting.
take off an inch reach. I think because he has to be punching down.
He's 5'8". Interesting.
I don't know if that's necessarily a thing.
I don't know.
So, like, the way you keep your distance when you're on the ground and
Yeah.
somebody's throwing those punches at you, you use your legs, you try to push them off.
Yeah.
Give yourself enough distance to stand up. Get back to Phil Hawes' best position. Stand up straight.
Yeah.
I think
So he's definitely going to want to be standing up.
I mean, again, this is another fight that I'm just not too familiar with. I've heard of Phil Hawes. You guys are telling me about Jacob Malkoon, and he does look great. I'm rooting for Malkoon.
I'm rooting for him. Too.
I'm rooting for Malkoon, but
I am as well.
I think Hawes might come in and just he's the favorite. He might come in and just dominate.
You putting the deed on him? Or?
No, definitely not.
Not the deed, but like a small portion.
I just don't know too much about it. Malkoon's a wild card. I don't really want to bet on a guy who's having his first fight in the UFC.
This will be a great
but
test for Malkoon.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a first.
Phil Hawes, I don't think, let's say Phil Hawes picks him apart easy. I think this is just another stepping stone for Phil Hawes if he destroys him.
Yeah.
But if Malkoon can prove himself against Phil Hawes,
right.
that'll make his name. He'll get an image now.
It's definitely a higher reward for Malkoon than it would be for Hawes to win.
Cool.
Definitely. All right.
Coming. And you're definitely going to see another fight after this with him in it.
Right.
There's no way that he's not going to get another
Yeah,
fight.
I'm sure. Well, when you sign a UFC deal, you get like 2 fights.
Yeah.
2-3 fights at least.
Prove yourself.
If you lose 2, you get knocked out. Maybe that's it. But besides that, you usually get a couple.
Yeah.
All right. So next we're going into the top 3 fights. We're going into the big fights.
Oh yeah.
Of the night. This is going to be like these 3 fights are the most important as far as for their individual divisions. Each of these fights are coming to you each of these fights have top 5 fighters in their weight class representing the fight. Yeah. So you have first, I said top 5. I meant top 10. I can't talk now.
Okay.
I wasted it all in the beginning. First of the top big fights, yeah, Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh,
This is the one that
This one's an exciting one.
this one's exciting because it's a knockout fight.
Oh yeah.
it's a knockout fight or it's a decision. and
Which we'll blame, and we hope it's not.
Right, because Harris is gonna get.
So you have Walt Harris, who is a giant of a man, who
He is.
just
Yeah.
is buff as hell.
Yeah,
His
huge.
like his shoulders are about as long as my wingspan.
He's a lineman, pro football, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what he
he's
looks
built
like. And he looks like a D lineman. Like, and then he's going against Alexander Volkov, who I believe, if I remember right, has like a 4-inch reach advantage, 3-inch reach advantage. It is 6'6".
Okay.
They're both. It says right here 250.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really trust that. I didn't watch the weigh-ins personally. I think the weigh-ins are tonight.
It might be
Wednesday?
They might be tonight or tomorrow. I think tonight because they're fighting so early Saturday now.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't even think to look that up. That could have been,
Weigh in a day ago. Oh yeah, they weighed in a day ago. Okay. But
I'm
I
taking
think,
up all the Wi-Fi. Whatever.
dude, I honestly think Walt Harris being 2 inches shorter goes to his advantage, which we talked
believe
about
so as
earlier, because of the overhand right. If he lands that overhand right, I'm pretty sure that's his move for him to do.
If he, I mean, the overhand right for all these power heavyweights, that's always if you can land that,
That's
you're
the
gonna
money
be good.
shot.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be all
Especially
set.
against
Yeah.
a tall guy.
Especially against a tall, lanky guy. Like, he's not
Exactly.
even built.
Yeah.
I think Volkov
Volkov is he's definitely more
Volkov
in
needs
shape.
to stay away from him for the first round and a half.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
That's what he has to
That would
do.
be super smart, honestly.
Because if Volkov really just tries to get technical with this dude, he's going to get hit once, and then the fight's not going to be the same for him.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing about Walt Harris that I noticed, and the reason I'm rooting for him, is I think that he's so quick. In that first round, man, he is quick. He has knockout power behind every punch.
He honestly looks like a middleweight when he punches.
He sets these people up too. Like he'll hit them to the body, get the head to lean down, and he just right straight to the chin. Good night.
Yeah,
and he totally could knock out Volkov.
He totally could,
100%.
and he could totally just get on top of him and TKO him like he did to Overeem.
No, he lost Overeem.
Yeah, no. Well,
But-
and I'm talking about in the beginning.
The first
okay.
round.
Yeah, in the first
Well,
round, when you get
that's-
on top of him and finish him.
That's his biggest flaw that we were just talking about. Is Walt Harris, if he lands a shot on Volkov, Volkov drops. He starts raining down these shots. In the span of 20 seconds after he knocked out Overeem, he probably threw like 35, 40 shots.
Yeah.
In like 30 seconds at the beginning
Gassed
of round
himself.
one.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. And I understand Overeem's a little different. Overeem's better on the block. He has a chin. He's going to be able to survive that.
Yeah, and honestly,
Volkov,
he's
who
better
knows?
than him, honestly. But
Absolutely.
Volkov is not better than Overeem.
No. But he's
Not even.
close. Volkov's 5, Overeem's 4.
Yeah.
So Volkov, a
Yeah,
big
if you
part of
look at
his
it numbers.
arsenal is like head kicks.
Mhm.
Like I've noticed he's got a lot of good head kicks, man. And
Those lanky motherfuckers, yeah. I'm sure he does.
he doesn't have too much of a height advantage on Walt Harris this time. He's got a 1-inch height advantage, I think,
2-inch, yeah.
and that's going to make a difference on how easy it is to access that head.
I bet it is. But at the same time, Walt Harris doesn't strike me as a particularly fast heavyweight.
Oh, fast.
He looks like he could be explosive with his combinations.
Yes,
but with his
that's right.
head movement and strides, I don't know if he's generally quick.
You don't float like the butterfly, but he
Right.
stings like
No,
the
he's
bee.
sting like a motherfucking wasp.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's floating like a butterfly. He's kind of floating like a falcon, you know what I mean?
Straight tank.
Dude, well, so who do you think?
I really think Harris, if I had to put my money where my mouth is.
Okay.
I think
I'm betting on Harris.
I wouldn't bet on Harris, but I think, because I can just see Harris knocking him out.
I think so too.
But it's so close because I really think that Volkov will I don't know. I don't know because I can see Volkov winning a decision like 30-27.
So yeah, that's either that only goes two ways. It's like Walt Harris knockout first round, or Volkov knockout, later, or decision.
And it's
Three ways.
Over. You think over under 2.5?
Oh, definitely. Well, with Walt Harris winning, definitely under.
I would pick the under too, because if
probably
Walt Harris
would.
gets gassed, he's gonna finish him.
If Walt Harris gets
That's a good
gassed,
guess.
Volkov would knock out Harris.
Yeah,
That's a good guess.
yeah. I would point you the under on that.
And I mean,
But I am rooting for Harris, man. I'd like to just see him come in there, tank this week right on the
Yeah,
top.
and if he does, it's going to be a really good fight. He's going to get one.
Hopefully.
Probably will. And boom, we're back. Sorry, we had to get we had to get a little
I got
hydration
water.
in the system.
I got one.
Fluids.
All right, so that's pretty much it for Volkov Harris. That's going to be your third fight from the top of UFC 254. Now the co-main event.
Oh boy.
We got 2 more fights, boys. We got half an hour. Think we can do it?
Easy.
We
With
might-
these
we might
two
have to go a little longer.
Are we going to go a little longer? We might.
We might have. I don't
might
see
have
why
to.
not.
All right.
Because we can talk about
Mhm.
there's some fights.
Mhm.
There's some fights, and there's some shit going down on Twitter as we speak right now with
Oh.
Kamaev and Leon Edwards. So
Oh yeah, that's right. You were saying that.
yeah.
Any new?
I
any
don't
updates?
know, but it was recent. So
All right, so we'll get into that towards the end of the show. Robert Whitaker,
Jared.
Robert the Reaper Whitaker versus Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier.
That's gonna be an awesome fight.
It's going to be such a great.
Can you pull up the
fight.
rankings?
Yeah,
Or not the rankings. The
Whitaker's
stats. Go ahead. You know what
Whitaker's
you're doing.
number 1 in the middleweight division. Cannonier's number 3. If you want to go tail of the tape, Jared Cannonier has a 4-inch reach advantage. Jared Cannonier has a 4-inch reach advantage, and he's 3 inches shorter than Whitaker.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's some long arms.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hot.
he's short.
For 5'9", a 78-inch reach advantage.
See,
I think Robert Whitaker's gonna manhandle this dude.
I wouldn't say manhandle, but I really do think he's gonna be.
Yeah, I really think he's gonna drag his to the cage.
Here's the thing.
Drag him to the cage, whip him down, and just beat him.
Here's the thing. So Jared Cannonier, who is now a 185 middleweight, started his career at heavyweight. He had 2 fights in heavyweight, then he had like 5 fights in light heavyweight, and now he's on a 3-fight win streak in the middleweight.
He
going
found
into
his
this fight.
division.
He found his division. He
Yeah.
found his weight cut, whatever he's doing, he's great. And he's totally in shape. He's ripped.
Oh yeah.
So-
Compared to how he used to be, man.
Yeah,
this
In
guy
his
is-
prime, he's 29.
well,
No, he's 36.
yeah, he's 36.
Oh, I thought you were
Whitaker's
talking about
29.
Whitaker.
He's
I thought you
still
were talking
in
about
his prime. I said though. Jared Cannonier doesn't look anything short of a 22-year-old.
Whitaker.
No, he doesn't.
No.
And he's a badass, and he doesn't talk, and he just wants to fight. And
He's
he
a
seems
killer.
like a great guy.
He's a killer. That's for sure.
He's a killer in the cage. But he's fighting a top 2 middleweight in the world, in
Right.
my opinion.
Yes,
I think Whitaker is the second best middleweight in the world.
Yeah.
I can't argue that.
I
can't.
think Robert Whitaker, if he didn't get injured, so I found out when he got injured before and after the Romero 2.
Ooh.
So he had a 13-month layoff in between Romero 1 and 2, and then he had a 15-month layoff after Romero 2 and before Adesanya.
Wow.
And in between those times, he tore his ACL twice.
That's horrible.
Wow.
Right. So if he didn't do that, he would have fought Adesanya probably earlier without the ACL tears. So who knows how that would have gone. But he also would have fought all these new middleweights. You got like Cannonier, like Hermanson, like Paulo Costa. Whitaker never faced Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
And so, and that is a what if. And
It is a what
UFC's really isn't what if. But Robert Whitaker, since 2013, has faced he's faced Darren Till, Romero twice, Kevin Gastelum. He's faced all these top middleweights, and he's only lost to Israel Adesanya.
That's what I mean. I think, and he's more, ever since that Adesanya lost, he's more patient. He's definitely more
he's
relaxed.
come back definitely more mature as a fighter.
Definitely
Oh, yeah.
more mature. Way more mature. And he knows, I think,
He's going to be more calm in the ring. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to just beat the shit out of people.
No.
He wants to beat them in a fight.
He's very well rounded.
Yeah.
He's very well rounded.
yeah, he knows when to be explosive and when not to be.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to work to his benefit with Jared Cannonier.
Right.
I really think it is, and he knows it.
He's
And
got fast hands as well.
He does.
Very fast hands.
it's so many people could talk about the experience of. Well, here's where it's crazy because you have Cannonier who's 7 years older, and you have Whitaker who is so much more experienced than Cannonier. It's not even funny. Whitaker has 10 more fights than Cannonier,
And
Whitaker's been a champ. He was the middleweight champ of the world at 26.
And he was only fighting middleweight like this his whole UFC career, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So he's got more experience in this weight class. And go ahead.
I mean, it's probably, once you're on your fourth fight of middleweight, he's definitely probably have his routine now for cutting weight, and that probably won't be too much of an issue, but it's not an issue for Robert Whitaker.
No.
He's going to be 185, and he's going to be good to go.
This is his weight.
He's going to be a tank. And for the record, his loss to Israel Adesanya, he was looking good. Like, he got comboed a couple times. He was looking good, and then he got rocked, and it was over.
Happens.
It happens, but listen, Cannonier has power.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That man has power. He could knock out Robert Whitaker.
He's got rams for hands.
He does. And he could totally knock out Robert Whitaker.
Yeah.
I don't think he will. Whitaker's tough. Whitaker's really tough. Whitaker went 10 rounds with Romero and didn't get knocked out.
Ain't that crazy, man? He fought a literal iron block.
Yeah.
That's what Romero is. When I see Romero fight, he's not even on his toes. He's flat-footed. He gets kicked. Doesn't often check.
He doesn't even care if you hit him.
No, he's literally like fighting a brick shit house.
Yeah,
I say.
And I was so upset when Romero's last fight got canceled. He was supposed to fight Uriah Hall about a month ago.
Really? Was it COVID?
I don't even think it was. I think Romero just pulled out.
Oh, shame.
I know.
He's older. I'd like to see him get a couple more in.
See, Romero, it's funny about his age. Joe Rogan podcast talks about this a lot.
Freaking nature.
Romero is a Cuban immigrant, right? He came to the U.S. and a year later he started his professional fighting career.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up that Kamayev.
You're fine. What was I just saying? Sorry.
Something about Cuban immigrant Yoel Romero.
Oh, Romero, yeah. So he came to the U.S. and he basically had a birth certificate that said he was like 33. Wow. And it's been said on Joe Rogan, and more specifically by Joey Diaz, who's also a Cuban immigrant, that Cuban immigrants that come over to the U.S., you could be 34, you could be 40, you could be 20. Who fucking knows?
It's really interesting, actually.
So, like, Yoel Romero's right now is listed at 41.
Yeah.
And that's, like, a big asterisk. He could be 35. He could be 50. Who knows? You know what I mean?
That'd be cool, man.
Wouldn't it be sick? Found out he was, like, 50. And he went 10 rounds with Whitaker when he was, like, 48.
Dude. Dan Henderson, shit. He was what, 44?
Another one.
Beating ass.
Dude, I think he knocked out Bisping when he was 41. And that was, like, one of the best knockouts in UFC history.
That was beautiful.
The H-bomb.
Yeah. He really did. He dropped him and then dropped him again on the floor.
Hendo, that was you want to talk about overhand rights. Do you know this knockout I'm talking about?
You definitely know.
Dan Henderson. Look up Dan Henderson KO Michael Bisping.
It's their first fight together, right?
Oh my god! Yeah, it was the first fight.
Breaking news today: Brock Lesnar was put in the roster for UFC 4.
Cool.
That's cool. I'm not going to get UFC 4.
No, I'm just saying why they put him in it.
Because they want more people to buy UFC.
No.
There's no chance Brock Lesnar's 45.
Yeah.
There's no chance Brock Lesnar comes back to UFC.
So we were on the topic of Whitaker and Cannonier. Well, we got hyped up with Henderson somehow.
Yeah, for real. We went to Romero.
We had the overhand right.
Went to Romero, and then we went to Dan Henderson.
But
overhand right.
Whitaker being able to fully withstand the power of Yoel Romero.
Oh,
and
shit.
So you want to talk about bomb hands? Man.
Oh, this one.
That guy crumbled Tim Kennedy.
Yeah,
he crumbled him.
Yeah, he did.
Arguably, he had the Vaseline on the head incident, which was a lot of controversy. But he did good in his match against Tim Kennedy.
Whitaker?
Yoel Romero. Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that Stoolgate?
Yes, it was.
That was Stoolgate.
That was Stoolgate.
That shit's so funny. You ever heard of the Stoolgate?
They robbed him. They robbed the man, honestly. But
in between UFC rounds, you get a 1 minute period in your corner, and when that 1 minute period is up, you have 5 seconds to get everybody the fuck out of the ring, and the round starts. This man, Yoel Romero, after the bell rang,
he got rocked. By the way,
1 minute was up. He got rocked at the end of round 1.
Like hard, like knocked out.
Time was up.
Knocked out when he stand up.
He would knock it off his stool for 48 seconds.
And then when he did,
48 seconds of the ref telling everybody in his corner, like, get the fuck out, like, you guys gotta go, like we're going. What are you doing? 48 seconds to rest. And then he won the fight.
And then when he did, though, he had a bunch of Vaseline on his face. They had to clean off the Vaseline, prolong the fight even further. Tim Kennedy is just over there freaking the fuck out. And, he lost his morale. He lost his forward momentum, and he got knocked out for it.
Wow. That's Stoolgate.
Stoolgate.
That happened the same year as Deflategate. That's why they called it that.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, it was
But-
a joke. But the right man won. You know what I mean? You have to say that.
Yeah. I mean, you can't look at the past. You know, the fight. Yoel's still fighting.
When you were saying the Vaseline thing, I thought you were talking about GSP and BJ.
No, but did that happen?
Oh yeah, you don't know about. So you know BJ Penn.
Yeah, of course.
So GSP BJ Penn won. It's like 2008, 2007. GSP won a 5-round UD, but in the third, fourth, or in between the second and third, and the third and fourth round, when GSP was in his corner, GSP's coach applied Vaseline all over GSP's back.
Oh.
And then BJ complained about it. Dana White got involved and said, yeah, he can't do that. And he almost got a no contest out of it, but they ruled GSP was fine. He would have beat him anyway. And then since then, Vaseline has not been allowed in corners of the UFC.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have gotten
Like,
that
that
mixed
was-
up, people. I might admit that now. I might have gotten that mixed
Well,
up.
that was one of the biggest asterisks of GSP's career because that was like that was a dirty move when it came out.
Yeah.
And GSP was all about not doing cheating at all. And granted, he probably didn't even think of it that way.
No, he was just there. His corner was done on him.
Before you
Robert Whitaker, Jared Kennedy.
Back at it again, people.
well, I
Back
think
at it again.
we're all set with that, right?
Well, we still
Well,
have
who
to
do you
voice.
think? Who do you think's gonna win?
You know,
Forrest
Whitaker. All right.
okay, so you two got your picks.
I got Whitaker.
I definitely, I'm rooting for Whitaker here. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know, I love him.
Yeah.
He's I'm hoping to see him actually get the title back.
Yeah, I hope he gets his rematch. He deserves it. And
He
I
does.
mean, Adesanya, after his last fight at the end of UFC 253 when he beat Paulo Costa, he
wanted
said
Jared.
that if Jared Cannonier dominates Whitaker, that
He wants
Cannonier's next up. So if
Yeah.
Whitaker beats Cannonier, I mean,
Either way, we're getting a
Whitaker's
title
next up,
fight
too.
here.
now if Adesanya gets the green light to fight Jones, he's not fighting either of them.
Oh my
No,
God!
that's
all
for
right,
sure.
all right. No, we
That-
can't go
Yeah,
into
we're
that.
going
All
into that.
right,
end of
we're getting
end
off
of
the
video.
topic.
Okay.
So you think
So-
Whitaker,
I'm picking Whitaker. Jared Cannonier has the possibility, but
Mhm.
Whitaker is just such a good fighter.
Whitaker.
Man.
Okay,
All
so
around.
they're on Whitaker
Right.
and over under 2.5.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Over.
That's a 5-round or a 3-round?
That's 3 round.
Under. Calling that
I
under.
think it's an over. I think it's a decision.
Under
Robert Whitaker.
Robert Whitaker.
That was
Okay.
That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it just as much as the main card.
All right, boys.
But let's talk about that main card.
boys. Main event, UFC
event.
254, the long awaited fight between
Yeah.
Khabib Nurmagomedov and Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win? Khabib.
Khabib.
Khabib. So here's how I see it going out. I see Justin Gaethje and Khabib striking for the first round mainly. Khabib getting a takedown and Khabib putting his pressure on. I think Khabib sets the tempo. He backs Justin Gaethje down, striking wise, and then gets a takedown. Round 2, you
All
see a
right,
little.
wait, can I say
Well,
my first
let-
round?
Let him.
Okay, we'll go round by
Okay,
round.
round by round.
Round by
Sounds good.
round. So your first round, that's what you think he's going to try and take him down. I think first round, I think he's not going to try and take him down. I think he's going to try and gas him out a little bit. See what he's got. He wants him to punch him a little bit. He wants to see with the distance. He might throw in a couple leg kicks, but I don't think he might try a takedown towards the very end of the round to see what he has for a defense, and then go back to his corner and discuss. Other than that, that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Gaethje's going to do much either. I think it's going to be a pretty boring first round.
So I think for the better part of the first round, the two fighters are going to be figuring each other out. It's mainly going to be stand up, I'd say, the first minute or so.
Yeah.
And, during the whole first round, I see Gaethje throwing a lot of leg kicks if Khabib doesn't go in for his takedowns. I think Khabib's going to go in for his takedowns way earlier than usual because he understands the detriment in not getting hit by Justin Gaethje.
I think Khabib tries and fails on a takedown in the first 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Because Justin Gaethje, for the people that don't know, he's, what was it? Not NCAA.
NCAA Division 2.
Division 1. He was Division 1.
He
Was
was
he
Division
Division
1,
one?
All
Yeah.
State too.
Yeah.
All State champ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wrestled with Colorado, but he has some
And he's
lethal
a-
looking sprawls. He's got crazy takedowns, which I don't think we'll be seeing from him. But his defense, man, his defense is violent.
His
He's got
defense is
violent defense.
Violent, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it'll be really cool to see.
His wrestling too, like he's got that wrestling KO when he slams a guy on
Oh
on his
yeah,
head.
he in his
Like-
earlier MMA fights before the UFC,
Yeah, he had some takedowns.
he had some good takedowns, man. Like, but I think defense wise, he'll be able to keep Khabib off the first round.
Now, see, the reason Justin Gaethje is the style of fighter that he is because, in his words, he wants to put on a show.
Yes.
He's looking for the highlight reel knockout. He's looking for
The bonuses, the 9 bonuses.
Those bonuses.
Yeah.
9 bonuses and 7 professional UFC fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that he's going for a title, maybe he does try to wrestle a little bit. Maybe he's like, all right, fuck the putting on for the show. I'm trying to win me a belt and become a legend.
Earn the shit.
Maybe.
I think he
Maybe.
takes
I
it.
doubt it because Gaethje's 100% best
His
road to success is to strike.
Definitely strike.
His defense takes a lot of stamina out of him though, because he likes to roll out and try to get on top of his opponents, or he does a lot of quick movements.
He's a very explosive wrestler.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. But Khabib is also.
Khabib is
he's
pressure,
the best at it. He's
pressure
number one.
and explosion and unlimited endurance.
Who do you think's a better wrestler, Khabib or John Jones?
Oh well, that's you got a lot of different wrestling
Pound for
styles.
pound.
Well,
Pound for pound.
okay, but we have an American
Khabib.
style. If we have American style wrestling, it's obviously going to be Justin Gaethje. But if you do
Opposed to a Russian style?
Dagestan style
What's
wrestling
the
is
difference?
a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure, a lot of takedowns. And is it in a cage? Is it on a mat? It's totally different.
I think when you apply pressure with your head and shoulder, and you got the guy up against the cage, you're forcing him to kind of like go towards.
That
the
makes
mat
a
with his
difference,
chest.
and that's what I'm excited to see. Can Gaethje throw Khabib off of him when he's doing that?
Yeah.
Because that's how he tires out a lot of fighters trying to avoid getting taken down.
Or can
his cage.
Gaethje get Khabib to the cage? Because that's where
No.
a lot of people.
So
No, but can't. No, I know, but can he?
the way I see that happening
His,
is Khabib shoots in for a takedown, and Gaethje, in that first round, fully powered up, can toss him off into the cage. That would be something super impressive.
It would be very impressive, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to do it. I don't think he will be fast enough to throw him off because Khabib is so quick with his shoots.
Yes.
But I think that Gaethje will be able to sprawl, and I think Gaethje will be able to hold him
Posture
and not give up a dominant position. Like, I don't think if Khabib can go for the shoot and then get close to him, regardless of if he's on the cage or not, if he can just go for a shoot, hold his legs, but go in a clinch position, he'll trip him and take him down right away.
Yeah.
If Gaethje can keep him away from him and keep that, it's not a sprawl because he's not on his legs, but what would you call it if a guy shot on you and you're holding his neck and his body?
I'm unsure. That's just preventing the takedown.
Yeah,
Because
right.
against the cage,
he's
it's
trying to
different.
put him in a guillotine. Is that what you're trying to
Well,
put him in?
if
Well,
he
but in that
tries to
position-
choke him out, I don't
Yeah.
think he will.
I don't think he will either.
I don't think that's what his main objective would be. I think
Just
it
to
would
keep
be
him
just
off
to
of
keep
me.
him there, and
Yeah.
then if Khabib moves, go against it and just try to let him go.
Yeah.
So he could. I don't know if he's going to throw him. Is
No.
what I'm saying.
Well-
Is Gaethje southpaw or is
No, I think
what's
Gaethje's
his
orthodox.
dominant?
I think
foot?
Gaethje's orthodox.
What's his dominant? His right is his dominant. I honestly
I think they're both righties.
I honestly think Khabib would try and go for a takedown for his left leg and just try and just hold on to his left leg, even if because he does try to sprawl. So
Yeah, he does hold on a lot when he takes down. Like
I really
a
think
lot
he
of
would
people
just try
that
and
quit.
grab his leg and then somehow like flip him over, roll him, or maybe he's waiting for Gaethje to try and roll when he does get his leg. And I don't know. It's gonna be.
So one big
It's-
thing
it's-
that me and
it's
Austin
so
were talking
curious.
about earlier is just how Gaethje, a lot of times during his takedown defense, when he's getting taken down, he'll go to that traditional American style wrestling, of landing on his front, and he'll kind of like curl up into not a ball, but a posture up with his forearms against the mat, leave his back open. That's something I can totally see happening with Khabib taking advantage of. If he takes him down, and for a second, Justin Gaethje thinks that he can leave his back exposed, Khabib will have no problem in getting a rear naked choke. He'll
Just like he did to McGregor.
just like he did to McGregor.
Khabib's he had a neck crank.
A neck crank, but
Which is essentially the same thing. You just didn't get it all the way up to the chin.
Yeah, it looked painful, man.
Oh, Fuck yeah.
yeah.
And when you got Khabib's tight ass grip, that man puts his hands together
That
like
vice
this.
grip
It
is
is not. You're not getting it wrong. I think. All right, so we're hyping up Khabib. Let's talk about Gaethje a little bit. Justin
no,
Gaethje.
what do you think? All right, second round.
I don't want to do this round by round thing anymore.
No.
That was a bad idea. I was just going to say what I wanted to do about the
Oh,
fight.
all right.
I think Gaethje has a great chance of winning a round in rounds 1 and 2.
I think so.
I think Khabib wins round 3 and 4. And then I think if it goes to 5, it's very close. Khabib might edge it out because he gets a takedown or 2 in round 5, and Khabib takes it in decision. That's what I think the fight's going to go.
Yeah, you think decision?
Yeah.
I think Khabib finishes him 4th round.
I can see that.
4th round submission.
I can see that. I think if anything, it's a TKO.
I think 3rd round TKO by Khabib. But I don't see this going. I don't see this going to decision.
It depends because all right. So I'm going to give you an over under for takedowns. If it's under this, I think it's a decision. If Khabib gets 8 takedowns, I'm going to go 7.5.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but if you go by round, if Khabib gets 7 takedowns in 4 rounds, that's 1 or 2 takedowns a round. That's not too bad. You know what I mean? So if he takes him down and then Gaethje gets right back up and then he suplexes him, that's already 2.
Yeah.
So 7. All right. So if he gets 7.5 is my over under. If he gets 8 takedowns, I think it will be stopped. I think if he gets less than that, I think it will be a decision. That's what I would say. What you had said earlier that Khabib will try to pick apart his striking, try to strike a little bit. I really think that's true. I think that he will test him. I think it'll just be in the later rounds.
I don't think Khabib. I don't think it'd be smart for Khabib to do that. I'm going to be honest with you.
Because to strike with him?
I don't think Khabib will want to do that at all. I think maybe like a few punches, but I don't think not more than once, just get used to Justin Gaethje and his methods.
What about if he kind of like feints the takedown and then goes with that overhand right?
That's not really Khabib's style.
Nobody knocked out Conor.
It did happen. It did happen that way. And it's a possible thing, but it's also possible that it gets a knee in the face. It's one of those gambles.
Yeah.
And
we haven't really seen any flying knees by Gaethje in the past. Though we've seen kicks.
No, but regular knees.
Yeah,
and plus if Khabib
you can throw a regular knee coming in, that's very good.
I mean, if Khabib goes for 2 takedowns and then he doesn't get it, and then he feints it, and then goes with the overhand right, I mean,
so
he's probably gonna bite. I mean,
rules in the UFC that Khabib's probably using, like once you have your knee planted on the ground, nobody can knee you in the face, and when you shoot in for a takedown, you're putting that knee on the ground.
Yep.
So Gaethje probably won't go for the knee for that, where you're being disqualified.
I don't see. That's always such a spot of contention for me for the UFC. Refs don't get enough credit for the shit that they do.
Oh yeah, they have a tough job, man.
Like if that were to be the case, that Khabib shoots for a takedown and he puts a knee on the ground and gets kneed. If you're the ref, what do? Do you stop the fight right away? Not like end it, but do you stop it and bring them to each corner?
Yeah, like hey, here's a point.
You take a point away right away.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can. If you're shooting for a takedown and you get kneed, that's on you. I get the knee on the ground. That totally is cool.
Yeah.
If you shoot for a takedown and get kneed, that's on you. That's a great defense. You know what I mean?
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
Right. I think if Khabib were the kind of guy to go for feet when he takes down, Khabib goes for the thigh. Yeah. I mean, he'll go for anything he can and he'll get it. But he's definitely taking some down by the foot. But if he were to dive for the foot and get kneed while he's basically prone on the ground, that's one thing you might want to take a point for that. Mm-hmm. But if he's going for his body and he gets kneed while his legs on the ground, I say go. I say let that go.
Another big thing I'd like to talk about with you guys is Khabib, how he likes to get the underhook hip toss on a lot of fighters that we've seen him on. Justin Gaethje, I wonder how well he can, grapple in the clinch with Khabib and try to keep his underhooks in over Khabib.
You think
because if Khabib can't get the underhooks, he loses a lot of his throws from the head.
Maybe
I'll tell you what, though. If Gaethje is training exclusively on wrestling, which a lot of people think he is.
Yeah, this coach in his room.
Right. If he's been wrestling a lot and he hasn't been working on clinch, that could be a big factor. He could get in the clinch, get taken down every time, and do okay in wrestling. If he gets taken down 15 times in the clinch, the fuck's the wrestling gonna do?
I know you might have something there. I honestly think it's the clinch is gonna be a huge factor because if he can bring him to the clinch and just drag him towards the fence, dude. I mean, and just use his power.
And so that's why Gaethje, not only is his striking his best friend and his best possible way to succeed, but he needs to set the tempo.
He does.
He needs to back down Khabib. He needs to walk to Khabib.
Yeah.
And he needs to strike and he needs to hit his strikes.
Yeah.
That's the
Because
only way.
Khabib's not gonna back up if Gaethje doesn't land some strikes.
Yeah.
You know, if he is missing on everything, Khabib's gonna walk him down.
Yeah.
If he gets hit in the chin once, twice, he might stand still. He might try to counter a little bit.
Yeah.
And if Khabib's pressuring him the whole time, like Khabib always does, then Gaethje has a fucking. You better hope for a miraculous knockout.
Yeah, I Khabib, dude.
I think
Yeah,
Gaethje.
Khabib.
The thing, yeah, could be. But the thing,
I'm
Gaethje.
rooting for Gaethje.
Yo, America. Hell yeah.
Not just America, because I love Gaethje's style, and I
Rocky
Like,
4, baby.
if, for instance, say Ngannou fights John Jones,
Mhm.
I would be. Maybe that's bad example because I like John Jones.
I
But
like
say,
John Jones.
Yeah.
but you know what? Well, you know what I'm saying. If that were to happen, you
Well,
in the
ultimately,
back of your head, you want to see these undefeated.
You wanna
fighters
see the-
lose.
yeah,
You
you do.
want to see them lose.
you want to see. Well, you want to see his legend too.
Right.
Like I'd love to see Khabib beat 30 now.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I'd
too.
also love to
Okay.
see him lose an earned loss. I don't want to see
Yeah.
him screwed. You know?
So
Right.
this
If
is my-
Khabib dominates for 4 rounds, he gets knocked out at the end by a cheap shot.
Yeah.
I will be pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that
not
would
a cheap shot.
that
Just
would, that would be that
Not
would
a
be
cheap
surprise
shot.
It would-
blast from
Yeah.
Gaethje.
An
It would-
uppercut out of nowhere.
Oh, dude, that would be crazy.
Right.
it would take out
But
the fact
If
it
it
all-
was a technical, well-planned shot that came out of nowhere, that's one thing.
It's a beautiful, clean.
But if they're
uppercut.
like just coming out of the clinch and he throws a jab that catches him on the butt and he drops, I'd
Yeah.
be pissed.
yeah.
that would be pretty lame.
And it would
Yeah,
set up it would get rid of the fact of Khabib GSP
Right.
That's
for
also.
30-0, which is a crazy fight.
Are we gonna
John Jones
go
at
into that?
Adesanya, crazy.
Are we going to go into that by any chance?
Yeah. You guys want to get into that?
Yeah, let's
Because
get
that's legendary. Right
All right. So he's convinced now that it's going to be GSP. I was saying
I
this
am
a
really-
couple weeks ago.
I'm
No, he
hoping.
was saying it first.
I'm hoping.
He was saying it first.
I'm
I'm
you
100%
don't even know,
convinced.
dude. I would rather see.
The
I would
stars
rather-
are almost aligned.
I would probably rather see Khabib GSP than Adesanya Jones.
Oh,
Oh,
too.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
A million
Because
percent.
that's the goats,
A
the
1,000,000%.
undisputed goats.
Yeah, of all. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Well, I
people are
don't-
bigger
yeah.
on Khabib than I am.
Yeah.
I will always put GSP in my top 2.
Yeah, he's a favorite. He's a legend.
Yeah.
I think top 3. I don't know how to seed my top 3. I got John Jones, Anderson Silva, GSP.
He's got technical
Top 3.
striking, amazing grappling, like all around. He's just a fucking
He's
beast.
one of the best wrestlers the UFC's ever seen.
Yeah, GSP.
He went up
Yeah.
against Matt Hughes and dominated Matt Hughes
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
Like
I
nothing.
really
Matt
think.
Serra actually beat him that first time.
Yeah, Matt Serra. You ever heard the story about that day at GSP's fight against Matt Serra?
No, what happened?
GSP has this big thing of he's scared.
Of aliens.
He's so no.
Oh,
Really? Is he?
well, yeah, he was. He got
No
that.
shit.
He got out of that.
He's
Everybody.
scared of aliens.
That's funny.
GSP thought aliens were coming to steal him from
Yeah,
his
he
house
thought.
for a while.
Yeah, for a long time. That's why he didn't fight for a long time.
So GSP said that he was scared of every single fight. He's nervous as hell before every fight, but he just whatever. But he says he's scared.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember
He
where
said
I
he
was,
hates fighting.
can't remember where I was going with this. What
I
was I
don't-
just about to say?
Something about Matt Serra. the
Yeah,
day
Matt
of-
Serra. Thank you, Mark. I'm glad you're paying attention.
Okay.
GSP has never gotten a good night's sleep before any of his fights. He's had 39 fights in his career. Never gotten a good night's sleep. He says he sleeps like an hour before
I believe
every
that.
fight,
Yeah.
except for the Matt Serra
That's a
fight.
scary
And he
night.
lost.
Except for the Matt Serra fight.
He slept great.
He had a beautiful night's sleep, he said, and then he got killed
Yeah,
by
he
Matt
did
Serra.
fucked up. That sucks.
Fucking Matt Serra. Dude won the Ultimate Fighter, a reality show for the UFC. Then he fights one of the greatest ever and beats him in a round.
That was a great fight.
And then GSP beats Shirk and BJ Penn again, fights Matt Serra, destroys him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God,
that
obliterates
next fight
him.
was beautiful.
Since that Matt Serra fight that he lost, he has not lost. I think it was like 2006. He's also has only fought once in the last like 5, maybe 6 years.
I'd love to see that fight though. Khabib versus. Oh my
GSP,
God!
that would
There's
be
if there's
insane.
one man who just has a combination.
I gotta tell you,
Of
I
skills.
think it's GSP.
I think it's GSP
I
too.
think it's GSP too.
You know, well, age difference might be
And-
an issue now,
But
but
here's the thing: I think that fight is 5 rounds, 25 minutes of grappling.
Right. So key.
I
probably
think it's on the ground almost
You
the
got-
whole time.
it's likely boring. But for those who appreciate it,
Right. It's boring for the casual UFC.
yeah,
That's
And
so interesting
for the
people.
UFC fan,
So the main event, Khabib GSP. The co-main event,
Jones Adesanya.
Jones Adesanya.
I don't think it would. I don't think
That
it would.
card-
I
that
think
would
John
be
Jones would be the more
crazy.
headliner.
That card would be explosive, though.
I think John Jones
Card would be
I
so
would pay
crazy.
$200 for that.
Any day.
I think John Jones Adesanya would be the main event if UFC were to book it.
They'd
I
have
think
to.
that's the
No,
bigger
you
draw.
gotta.
They're both.
It's
split it up.
co-main events.
Adesanya
But I think
is
Jones
so
goes on last.
big right now.
He's
And
so
Jones
big.
is
And
arguably the GOAT without the whole steroids fiasco.
It wasn't steroids. It was dick
Huh.
pills, Viagra,
It was dick pills
and cocaine.
and cocaine.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, I thought he had taken PEDs.
Nope. No, he's
Okay.
never gotten bopped for
Well,
PEDs.
if he hasn't gotten bopped,
He's gotten bopped. He's gotten bopped for weed, for Viagra, for cocaine, and he had a hit and run on a pregnant woman.
yeah,
That's
that
all
was
the
that
suspensions
was
in the
that was
UFC.
a
That was a
bad.
terrible time in John
Yeah, that was
Jones'
pretty
life.
bad.
And he's gotten a lot better as a person since then.
Yeah.
Anyway, Khabib GSP,
Oh boy.
John Jones Adesanya,
Ugh.
2021.
All right.
2021.
Great.
I'm
everybody.
not even gonna say
And
it. We
Conor
can't even.
Poirier.
And Conor Poirier.
There's
I'm less excited for that.
Yeah,
such-
I know. I'm honestly thinking Poirier.
A combination of ability in those two matches that you just said, and I'm not even gonna break them down. John Jones over Adesanya.
Oh,
That's what
any
I
day
got.
of the week. Any
And I
day of
got
the week.
GSP over Khabib.
Yeah, I got John Jones over Adesanya. And
I got
GSP over.
I got John Jones at like 75% confidence he's going to be Adesanya. And then I got GSP at like 54% confidence.
That's a
he's gonna
tough-
be Khabib. That's so
Tough
close.
pick, but I'd
So
love for the
close.
fighter. You know, like grew up watching GSP.
Yeah, dude.
GSP would have to cut what to 155. Like I don't know.
Dude,
That could be a catchweight fight though. Meet at 165. It could be a catchweight.
I don't know. I would love to see.
because GSP wants to be the first person ever to be champ in 3 divisions.
I would love to see Khabib come up to 170 though. Holy crap!
And his walk around weight, man. Oh boy.
Oh, he definitely walks around heavier than 170. He probably is like 175.
yeah.
All
I
right,
heard.
so
Big boy.
Hefty boy.
GSP fights 170. He walks around at like 178.
all right, so another fight we can talk about, which is next week, is Anderson Silva's last fight versus Uriah Hall.
Anderson Silva. God. Salute.
You bet you've made an amazing time of our childhood.
The
Yeah.
original GOAT. The
Yeah.
original GOAT. Besides What's Crazy.
Since
second
he took
original
down
GOAT.
Forrest Griffin.
Dude, I don't know. Like, as soon as he beat Rich Franklin, everybody was on notice. He beat
Yeah.
Chris Lieben
Yeah.
resoundingly in his first UFC fight. And then he beat Rich Franklin in the first round to win the championship.
Yeah.
And since then, it was just armbar in the first round, triangle
Yeah.
choke to win in the last minute, front fucking face kick to Vitor Belfort. He knocked out,
Oh yeah, that was beautiful, dude. That was
yeah,
beautiful.
that front kick.
That
Yeah.
don't even work.
He beat Chael Sonnen twice.
Yeah, well,
Is
Chael
this not working?
Sonnen talked his way into that fight. He really
He
did.
it. And then as soon as he
He's
lost
good
it,
though. He was good.
oh, he absolutely. He won 4 rounds against Anderson Silva.
I'm a huge fan of Chael Sonnen, but those 300 punches he landed, not significant. Like,
Yeah, they were. Absolutely. And Anderson Silva caught him at the end because he's a fucking beast.
we love you, Anderson. It's been
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
So how do you? I think Uriah Hall's gonna win that
Uriah Hall's
easily.
gonna win.
I mean,
Come on, guys.
I don't
Let's
know.
cheer for Anderson.
no,
Oh,
Uriah
we're gonna
Hall's
cheer for
win.
him?
We're gonna cheer for him, but Uriah Hall. Listen, if
Yeah.
Uriah Hall doesn't win, it's because he's not trying to fucking murder Anderson Silva in his last fight. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why Uriah Hall wouldn't win.
Yeah, Uriah Hall's gonna win this, I believe. But
So if you're Uriah
I'm rooting
Hall,
for
what do you
Anderson.
do? You treat him like the legendary.
no, you
MMA.
go in there and you kill him like he should go out on his last fight. That's the best way that a fighter
I
should
think
be.
you're right. I think you're right.
It's like the most respectful way to treat him. You know,
Right. And Anderson Silva, either way, Anderson Silva wants him to go as hard as he could.
yeah,
100%.
champions go out on their shields.
I think Anderson Silva, I think, has only beaten one guy in the last like 6 years. Like I think he's like 1-7 in his last 8 fights, like some shit. Like
Yeah,
that.
so it
And
hasn't
he had a
been
no
good.
contest against Nick Diaz where they were both bopped.
Like, don't get me wrong, he still has like crazy good looking kicks. But
Oh yeah. Oh, he would beat me up.
I really thought you'd take him, Zach.
Dude, listen, if I get left oblique kick on Anderson Silva, I think I can,
Yeah,
give him a
chop him in
little
half. You know,
Yeah.
give him a little.
chop that tree down.
Chop it.
It's a shame that 2 of he lost to Jared Cannonier and obviously Chris Weidman by a leg injury, which is a shame, which really derailed him. But the first time he lost,
You're
you guys
talking about
remember?
against Weidman?
Yeah, Weidman.
Yeah.
The
back fist,
that was
broken
his
leg?
fault.
The broken leg. Yeah.
No. That
The
was
back
the
fist.
second
The back
fight.
fist. Yeah, he was acting all wobbly.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Yeah, when he went like this, and then he tried to duck every single shot, and
Yeah, and
Weidman clipped him.
He got checked.
That was
He got humbled.
Yeah, he did. And people need to get humbled
that is one of the
sometimes.
biggest cliffs in sports history.
Yeah.
Man was 16-0 in the UFC, and now is like 1-7 since. Cliff.
But it's been really great watching him
It's been a
this
pleasure.
whole time.
It's been a luxury.
What a great story too, from a man who grew up fighting, not even a man, a boy growing up fighting in the favelas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like grown men betting on him.
Yeah.
Came from hell in Brazil.
Yeah, and what's even
And
crazier,
he built himself up. He's earned his legacy.
absolutely. What's even crazier, dude's 44 now. He didn't start in the UFC till 28. When he started in the UFC, he came into the UFC with like a 7-4 record. Nothing special. But like in his previous 2 fights at Cage Fighter before he came to the UFC, it was the crazy amount of progress. Like you just see it. You see the switch. That in like a year, they go from a decent fighter to like, holy shit.
And you honestly, that's why I'm kind of betting on
Raccoon?
No, to
Tai Tuivasa?
Yeah, because that guy that he's facing been knocked out a lot.
He's been working a lot with Daniel Cormier, so I'm hoping Tuivasa's wrestling can keep Struve off of him.
Yeah,
and he goes into that clinch area, that half arm distance, and gets a nice right overhand.
Yeah.
And
he's been practicing with someone that's 7 feet tall. His whole
hey, I guess we're just gonna have to find out Saturday.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have to find out Saturday.
Baby,
so the last 2
so
things to talk about are 3 things. Last 3 things to talk about are upcoming fights. We have Marlon Chito Vera, fresh off his knockout win against Sugar Sean O'Malley. Not a knockout, TKO against Sugar Sean O'Malley. Chito Vera is going to be fighting Jose Aldo, former featherweight king, now bantamweight contender. That's going to be happening at UFC 255, which is November 21st, I believe.
Which is Jennifer Maia versus Venchenko.
Maia versus Venchenko, which is the next pay-per-view that we'll be covering for the next month. 255. We're not there yet, though.
Then
we also
256. Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson.
Megan Anderson, 256. Usman versus Burns was originally scheduled for that. That'll now be taking place somewhere down the road, February or probably March in 2021.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another fight?
Not Edwards. Honestly, it's not Usman and Burns on the 256. It should be Conor Poirier if that's still scheduled, because that's 12-12.
I think it's scheduled for next year, though. I thought it was January 23rd.
Right.
That's
January 23rd, day after my birthday.
Yeah.
So
that'll be the Saturday in between our birthdays.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. All right. So that basically it. We got Leon Edwards and
Leon Edwards and Kamaev just got called out on Twitter, but I doubt that's going to happen. That does nothing for Leon Edwards. If anything, that benefits Kamaev.
He just got kicked off the rankings. He's going to have to fight someone.
He's going to have to do something.
I want to see Darren Till versus Kamaev so bad.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Darren Till beats Kamaev.
Okay, well, I'm Team Kamaev.
Yeah.
I am.
All right, that's about going to wrap it up. You got anything else? I think I'm all set too.
I think I'm good.
All right, so again, I'm going to mention it this Saturday, October 24th, starting at 12:30 to 1 p.m., 12:30-ish. We're going to start live streaming for the UFC 254 pay-per-view. It's going to be me, Austin, Mark. We're going to have a couple other friends. It's going to be a great time. Dylan, we got Mike, we got Colby, we got the whole gang coming over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be packed. We're going to be having a great time, eat pizza, drinking beer. It's going to be great.
Day drink.
That'll be coming to you about 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Before that,
pizza,
10 a.m. Saturday, October 24th. Yeah,
Subway.
Sports World Weekly, hosted by Matt Joles. Definitely check him out because we'll be coming on about an hour and a half after that show.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have a show every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Definitely come check us out. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Mark, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Jinx. Yeah, that was a jinx. That was a jinx moment.
All right, for everybody watching, I appreciate the support. Thank you, everybody, for checking us out.
didn't end it.
Whoops.
You didn't end it.
Yeah, but I just took the screen off
Oh,
like a dummy.
oh.
Twitter at Drapeau Zach.
Garvey Austin. Mark don't have one.
Not to be announced.
Yeah, coming soon. All right, thank you everybody for watching, and we're gonna be out of here. Check us
Later.
out Saturday and every Thursday 8 p.m.
Enjoy.
Later.
Enjoy.